Hello dancers, and welcome to your beginner stretch class. In this video, we're going to be stretching our large muscle groups such as the hamstrings, quads, calves, and a few other extras. So let's go ahead and come down onto your back and simply bring in your knees and give yourself a gentle hug and roll it back out onto your back. Stretch, lengthening the spine, the head, roll the fingers and the toes. This is a great stretch to do first thing in the morning or just before bedtime, and reach it out again, lengthening everything in your body. Nice. And now let's go ahead and bring our right knee into your chest and go ahead and twist it over to your left. Take the head and look over to the right, so we're getting into our spine, and hug that knee. And we're going to extend this leg up to the ceiling as far as you can go. Remember to just be comfortable in your own body and no judging where the height of your leg is right now. Holding it there, breathing, using your breath, and plie bend, and straighten it up one more time. Great, and go ahead and lower that leg. Now bring your left knee into your chest and take it across the torso. So now we're dropping it over to our right, looking to our left in opposition, and bring that knee back into your chest and extend it up to the ceiling. We are going to be moving a little bit quicker in this class, and plie bend and extend, stretching that hamstring a little bit further. Hold it there and plie bend and stretch it up. Keep it right in front of your nose and slowly lower. Good, we're going to pull both knees into our chest and extend into a full pike stretch on our back, being sure to press our hips and our glutes down into the floor, lengthening through the back of our head and holding onto those calves. Good, go ahead and lower that left leg down. So we have our right leg up and we're going to carry it out to the side, working on our side extension. You can flex and point, take a little plie bend. Be sure to use your breath as you're doing this. Inhale on the plie, exhale on the extension. And inhale, plie bend, and exhale, straighten it up. Good, and bring it right back in front of your nose to lower. And switch left side, carry it out to the side, opening up the shoulders. Flex, plie bend, inhale. And exhale as you straighten. Nice, it's really important to use the breath with your movement. Inhale and exhale, and lower the leg down and around. Go ahead and bring both legs up into your chest and open into happy baby. Pressing the hips and the lower back down into the floor, really lengthening through the spine and opening those knees down into the floor next to you as much as possible. So we're getting a nice hamstring stretch here. Good, and shake it out. We're going to take both legs up to the ceiling and grab the insides of your calves and open up into your straddle. Make sure your quads are activated and nice and tight so that you're supporting that hamstring as it stretches. And flex and point. You can flex and point anytime throughout this class. Give a little gentle rock with gravity side to side. And we're going to beat, open, beat, and open. Two more, beat, and open. Last time, go beat, and open. Good job, guys. Go ahead and bring those legs down. And we're going to take our right leg and hook around to help pull us up to sitting. Great, let's go ahead and come into pike position. We're going to make sure those knees are pulled up into the quads and activated, and stretch it forward, nose into the knees. Flex the toes. Try to pull those heels up off the floor as much as you can and relax it over. Good, let's go into one leg pike stretch forward. So we're going to have our right leg pressing down into the floor, quad is activated, lift up through the chest and lower all the way down. Be sure to place your hand on the top of your foot so you can also stretch your arches while you're stretching your hamstrings at the same time. Killing two birds with one stone. And stretch it up to the left Hands go on top of the foot, stretch the top of the arch. And flex the foot. Great, and we're gonna roll it up. We're gonna come into our butterfly stretch, nice and tall, lengthening through the top of the head. And we're gonna keep that flat back as we go forward as far as you can, pressing the knees down into the floor. Hold it there. You should be feeling this in your groin. Walk those hands forward as far as you can. And take a breather in and exhale. And slowly roll it up. Moving right along, we're going to come into our tuck pose. We're going to do some tuck extensions. Grab the back of that right leg and lift it up. So make sure your knees are staying tight together, super glued together, and switch to the left. Elbows in nice and tight, and keep that back as flat as possible. Good, let's move into the groin. So we're going to open up into our straddles, sitting up nice and tall, arms out to the side, and we're going to stretch it over to your right, my left, making sure that those shoulders are staying open and stacked on one another. And bring it on up. Good, we're going to take our nose over to our knee, and now make sure in your straddle that you're pressing the backs of your knees down into the floor as much as you can. If your knees pop up off of the floor, then that's just a sign that you should bring your straddle in a little bit less. It's really important to keep the backs of the knees down onto the floor. And stretch it over to the right, the left. And we're gonna roll it up, walk it forward on those hands. Again, activating the quads and pulling the knees up to support the hamstring and the groin stretch. And walk it back in. Go ahead and shake it out. You can do a little spinal twist here, pressing our bum down into the floor and lengthening through the back of the head at the same time. So we're really lengthening and twisting. Shake it out and go ahead and gently tap those muscles, get your blood flowing. And moving right along into my favorite, lunges, right leg forward. For a lunge, you always want to make sure that your knee stays over your ankle and doesn't go in front of your toes. And your back leg should be really straight. Think of pressing the back of your hamstring up into the ceiling. And we're going to take a triangle stretch and we're going to pull that right hip back, keeping it really, really squared. And we're going to come back down into that lunge. Nice, you guys. And drop that back knee. We're going to come up nice and tall. Now you really want to make sure that you're squeezing your bum here. A lot of people forget to activate their glutes during this deep lunge stretch. And take a nice little arch back bend, and press up into that lunge, and go ahead into downward dog. Again, make sure you're pressing through those lats and through the fingertips, and pedal out those feet. Pedal or paddle, whichever you prefer, and slowly walk the hands into your feet and roll it up. Great, now we're gonna switch to our left. Left leg forward into that nice lunge. Again, pull the left hip back and squeeze your glutes into triangle stretch, keeping the hips squared, keeping that quad nice and tight and activated. And back down into our lunge, dropping that back knee. We're gonna go ahead and come up into our arch back, squeezing our glutes, pull your belly button in, and open the chest to the ceiling. And we're gonna come back down into our lunge and transition to down dog. Go ahead and releve and come on down. So next we're gonna go into our torso and our back. So we're gonna do a little cat-cow action here. Oh, gotta get the hair out of the way. And arch the back and curl the back, opening the shoulder blades, pressing down into the floor. Arch, open the chest to the ceiling, and curl. You can shake it side to side. You can do any kind of circular movement here just to really open up that vertebrae. And come down into child's pose. And relax. We're gonna snake it through our cobras, onto the chest and press it up into your cobra. Lower down one vertebrae at a time, elbows in nice and tight, scoot it back into child's pose. And again, we scoop through with the head, chest onto the floor, press it up into cobra, and slowly lower, arch your bum, press it back and hold. And again, up into cobra. This is a really great tricep warm-up as well. And scoot it back into child's pose. Nice. And let's go ahead and press up onto our feet. Walk those hands to your toes and slowly plie bend. Straighten it up. Try to keep your weight more forward in your toes and roll it up. If your hands are here, I was going to say that's a great modification. If your hands are just fingertips to the floor, that's also great. Remember, there's no judgment here. You are doing you. And plie bend, roll it up all the way to standing nice and tall. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me on your beginner stretch class. I hope you feel more mobile and more open and limber for the rest of your day. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please don't forget to hit that bell and subscribe to our channel.